That's Ruby, Molly, Lear, Kenny, and Darius. All in here with the sleeping bell. Apples, well, an apple and mini bananas. Bananas. So, that's breakfast. Eating some sad edamame for lunch as I edit videos for yesterday. Here is my official lunch. The edamame was an appetizer. Now I'm having a tomato and a salad. My baby loves tomatoes. Like more than shrimp or meat or anything. Tomatoes are his thing. How cute is that? Hello, YouTubers. Okay, so today we're finally going to make a video that has been, I feel like I'm echoing. We're finally going to make a video that has been kind of brewing. And I feel like whenever I think about talking about, let me check and see if I'm no real echo, so that's good. Okay. This video is very, I'm gonna say it's personal, and I mean, obviously, I'm sharing it with you guys, but what I mean is that it's about motivation, and it's about continuing and pushing forward and getting things done. I get that question a lot. Like, hey, I'm stuck at this number and what do you think I should do? So let's talk about that first. I don't know if I ever said this. It feels familiar, so I'm going to go ahead and say it. Okay. If you are stuck at a number and you are honestly tracking every bit of everything that you're eating, and you are working out, and you are doing everything that you know you're supposed to do to lose weight, and you are not losing for more than 8 weeks. Like, you want your average. You have to look at your average. You can't be like, oh, 2 weeks in a row, so obviously something's wrong. Or like, oh, 3 weeks in a row. I mean, sometimes your body goes through something. Sometimes you're bloated. Sometimes you have inflammation. Sometimes there's so many things. So you have to look at like a more long-term scope, as much as that sucks. And you have to really think about it. And if you're doing everything right and you're honestly not losing weight, I would say talk to a doctor. However, that percentage of people is rare. Often, you will, if you honestly look at what you're doing, you'll notice that you slacked off on exercise. That you maybe ate a little wonky here and there. You know, so you just have to be honest. I will gladly look at anybody's tracker. I will gladly talk to you about things, but I mean, really, when I say, like people will reach out and the first thing I say is, do you have your tracker? No, I haven't been tracking. Well, that's number one. Or once I get the tracker, it's like, yeah, but Friday and Saturday is missing. And they're like, well, I don't track on the weekends. Well, there you go. Like, you see? So it's like, that's one thing. Now, that being said, let's talk about motivation and getting it done. I'll get, yeah, I've lost a little bit of weight, and yeah, I have a little more to go, but I'm kind of feeling like I don't even want to. Okay, the only thing I can say to that, honestly, is you need to. Like, yeah, there's times when you don't want to do it. But guess what? You fucking need to. So, you put your big girl panties on, big boy, boxers, whatever. And, or if you are a dude and you wear panties, that's fine too. And you pull them up and you go, it sucks to be a grown up. And you get your ass moving and you just do it. Just do it. And here is the thing. Got yourself a good groove, and then you find you just kind of feel funky, and you don't want to eat right. And you don't really want to exercise. Guess what? 9 out of 10 times, if you push your ass through that, you'll get to the other side, you'll feel accomplished because you overcame it, and you'll be done with the I don't want to do it, and you'll be back into the I really want to get that done. Yay. Everybody's happy. That's awesome. Okay. So the short answer is just do it. And I feel like such a bitch when I say that because I know that when people reach out, they want more than a just do it. But honestly, that's it. There was no magic. There was no mystical power. I don't have more willpower than any other person. I don't have less of a food problem. I don't have anything special. There was no special pill that killed my appetite. No special hormone. There was no lap band or surgery or anything. I just did it. You just have to do it. You put one foot in front of the other and you get it done. And I guess I have this mindset that really helps. And that is, I just want to get shit done. It's like when I decide to lose 100 pounds, I was like, I'm going to lose 100 pounds. And I told my wife, I was like, this might take me the next 3 years, but I'm going to do it. And she was like, anything you want, babe, go ahead. Because she's so awesome. So that's what I did. I was like, okay. And I went in thinking, I'm going to lose 100 pounds. And I'm looking at, even if I lose half a pound a week, that's 4 years, roughly, I'll get this done. 4 years. I'll be 33 and I'll have lost 100 pounds. And won't that be great? And that first week, of course, you drop that first amount of weight. I lost 7 pounds, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Cool, but, I know that I'm not busting my ass in the gym, and I'm not going crazy, so I know that I need to expect realistic results. And I got really good results. And I was like, wait a second. I might be able to get this shit done before 4 years. And I am all about being finished with the work. All about it. Now, along that way, I found out that I liked the work, and that's awesome. And that's going to go to the next thing, which is motivation. And this is where, all of this, everything, I always say this, is all personal opinion. It's all from my perspective as somebody who has done it. But I'm only me. And I can't tell you how to feel, and I can't tell you what's going to work for your body. First of all, that is one of the biggest things. This is all about listening to your body. But to hear your body, you have to erase food addiction's voice or habit voice. You have to get rid and purify, which is something I say a lot. I'm like, it seems rigid to say, do this and stick to it. Take yourself off of fast food and stick to it for 6 months. But the reason I say that is so that you can start to figure out, what is really hungry? What is that my body saying it's hungry? Or is my body just wanting to eat what it always eats? Is that my body not being satisfied? Or is that my mind thinking that's not enough food? That's the things you have to start to figure out. And unless you do, it is always a struggle. And for me, the way to figure that out was to cleanse out and to get to a place where I could hear myself. And it is still, it's so weird to trust that because led me wrong and it sounded like the enemy for so long, but it is actually, I'm now safe to trust it. It's the craziest thing. So, hold on. Okay. So, motivation. It is my experience that size is not a good motivator. And let me explain that. Every time I lost weight to be skinny or to be small, I either quit, like, because it was like, fuck it. I got to a certain point and I was like, well, I'm happy with this. Or something else happened. When you are very large, I was very large. When you are very large, I get this question a lot, and I'm gonna, so here it is. When you are very large, it takes a very long time to lose the weight. Even if you're losing 2 pounds a week, it takes a long time and a lot of work to lose enough weight to start to see a difference. So it's kind of like if size is your only motivation, you're fucking like, you're 4 months in to whipping ass and you've lost, what, like 35 pounds and you still look the same. You feel different, you act different, you make different choices, but nobody else sees a change, and then you start to not see it. All, like, suddenly 4 months in, just feeling better isn't quite a rush. Like, you're starting to get frustrated. Fat girl clothes are made to grow with you, okay? When you get smaller amounts of weights make a difference in sizing. But when you get bigger, suddenly you went from being 230 pounds to 260 pounds and you're still wearing the same pants. Because they have like elastic built in, because elastic is your frenemy. I'm telling you that now. And I figured that out, and I've said that before. It is something I live by now. Elastic is not my friend. I would rather have drawstring than elastic, because elastic is my frenemy. I thought it was doing me favors, and it was screwing me over. So, you know, anyway, so you lose all this weight, and then you try on clothes, and you're like, oh, the fuck am I still in the same damn pair of jeans? Like, how is this happening? And it becomes very frustrating, and it's sad, and you get upset, and that's all natural. Of course you're upset, you know? And motivation like that starts to wane. It's like, ooh, there goes, hi, bye. Bye, motivation. Hate to see you leave. Your motivation has to come from something bigger. I would say health. Because honestly, like, my health was my number one motivator. Thinking, I can't walk. I spent a year close to, I was legitimately unable to walk several times and often was in too much pain to walk. I spent a year of my life scared to death that I was dying, only to kind of come to the conclusion that I was dying. Even if they weren't finding anything immediate, I was killing myself. And when I realized that I had spent this whole year, and it was never like, nobody ever was like, oh, you know, it's your weight. And I still have the health problems, a lot of them, but it was never like that. But it was kind of like when I it was like one day it just kind of clicked, and I was like I've been scared this whole time. Every time I take a blood test for a different disease or a different whatever, I spend a week waiting for results, scared to death that they're going to tell me I'm dying. And the reality is that I'm killing myself, and that I can stop that. I can control that. So while I'm sitting here in fear of something I cannot control, I'm allowing something I can control to actually do the damage I am so scared of. And when I realized that, I was like, oh, fuck me. Like, that's just not acceptable. So then you start making little changes, and you realize, like, that your behavior, it's like, do what I say and not what I do with your kids. And it's like, oh, go be active, but I can't keep up with you. oh, eat right, but no, I'm not going to, and stuff like that. And it's like, whoo. And when you start to realize what's in these foods, like, you think, like, that's a kid's portion, and you don't even think about the fact that that's actually an adult's portion, and it's just crazy. So my motivation was my health. Now, along that road, I came, and this is the thing, we as a people evolve, and if you are not evolving, you are often not happy. Nobody is born how they're going to be when they die. That's just not what happens. Often in relationships that fail or that are not healthy, you will wind up with somebody who doesn't allow you to grow and explore yourself. And then it's kind of like you're emotionally stunted until you're out of that relationship. And addiction does the same thing. Addiction holds you in one place. You age biologically, but you don't age emotionally or mentally past that addiction. It just holds you still. So when you start to evolve, it's a scary, weird thing when you haven't done it in so long, when it seems so unnatural to follow yourself, to hear your voice. And I said to my aunt, and I have said this to different people, and this is my belief. It's something that I came to and that I honestly believe. And it's that it is so hard to hear a quiet voice in a world of so many screaming. And that's how I feel spiritually. Like when you are seeking something higher, you really have to silence everything to hear it. It is the same way with your body. Like, in this world of so much noise, so much, you just have to, like, silence it so that you can get down to yourself. And what you're going to find is that you can make yourself happy despite anything that happens. You can find in yourself something that is good and different and nobody else has it. And that is where your motivation lives. And that's where it's going to keep coming from. Because when I found that, when it was like, I like to run, that makes something in me happy. Like, there's just something in me that opens when I run. And so, my motivation to be healthy is what took me the entire way. And then, thank God, when I did the first 10K that I did, I found this passion. And the entire next year, more, like, yeah, I wanted to get my weight off. I wanted to get to Lifetime. I wanted that shit to be free. But more than that, I wanted, like, from the moment I finished that, like, race, I crossed the finish line, I knew I wanted to beat my time by 10 minutes. So the entire next year, working out was all about beating that time. It was not about losing the weight or, you know, getting into a smaller pair of jeans. And then as I continued, it has become, like, I beat that time, I blew that time out the fucking water. But that's not good enough now. It's like, now I want to beat that time. Oh, and I want to do a try. And I want to, you know, do obstacle courses. And I like now I have found within me this person who is capable of so much. And now I just want to continue to impress myself and to continue to find things that I am capable of. When I'm in the kitchen and I'm cooking, I'm like, damn, I made that, you know? When I'm painting, it's like, I did that. Like, this is me. Like, and just by living my life, I am creating something amazing, and I love it. And that is my motivation every day. If size would have been my motivation, I would have gotten to a size 12, which would have been the smallest I had ever been in my young adult, teenage life. And I would have been like, damn, I'm fly. I'm good, thanks. When I got smaller than that, it blew my mind. The fact that I now am a 6'8", I can't even. Like, yeah, it's a bonus, whatever, cool, that's awesome. It's neat to buy pants. I'm kind of over that, actually. I'm kind of over it, really. I love that I am not a size 28. However, I'm like the rush of buying clothes is kind of left, which is kind of cool because I've told my wife, I'm like, I've collected all these clothes that I just was buying clothes that fit and were cheap enough to buy because I needed clothes that fit. But now I'm kind of at a point where it's like, oh, this is what size I'm going to be. I can buy stuff that I like and I can get rid of a lot of crap, and that's what I'm doing. So, like, that rush is gone. Being at that size, like, if I would have been like, bam, now I can party, now I can eat whatever the fuck I want, now I can, it's like, no. No, because I can't just throw away my health just because I'm smaller. I can't just forget. I cannot, like, I can't envision a life. This is the weirdest thing, because at the absolute depth of my addiction with food, I hurt for something more. I knew I wanted a different life. I prayed for a different life. I was just so desperate because all I wanted was to be somebody else. Somebody who wasn't in this controlling, horrible situation. But now, I can tell you, I live this life. I love this life. We're not rich. We're not balling. We're not overwhelmingly, whatever. But we make do, and we make beautifully do. It's like our kids are happy and healthy. I get to homeschool them. I get to live this life, and I love it. I can't even imagine that this life was born from that one. That something I feel is this beautiful came from something I really wanted to die to escape. And I cannot imagine a life where I don't continue to grow. I could never be stifled and shut down and so disconnected from myself again. And that is where you need to look for motivation. It's got to be something bigger and stronger, because when you have a long road ahead of you, you're going to get tired. You're going to get exhausted. That's going to happen. That's different than losing your motivation. Don't get that confused. Don't think, oh, I'm tired of this, so I must be over it. No, that's okay. That's normal. That you have a long road, that's normal. But you gotta have your motivation come from within and mean something more, because then it can't be taken away, and it can't be extinguished, and it will only grow. And I hope that makes sense. It's the best way I can try to do it, and I've tried to make this video so many times, and it just never quite encompasses what I want to say. But there you go. So, yeah, and I don't know. I think also, when we're really big, this is going to be a very long video. When we're really big, we're so disconnected from our bodies. We're so turned off from feeling. And I'm going to go here. Sexually. Sexually, it's like you're there, but in your mind, it's like, Jesus, can we turn down the lights? I don't want to wear a cute outfit because it's not going to look cute on me. It's like you're blocked. So even with your partner, in the most intimate moments, you're blocked. Out in the world, it's like you're trying to interact and all you can think is like, oh, God, you know, and there's all these blockages, and then you start to shut yourself down. I tuned my body out until my body made it impossible to tune out by becoming so inflamed and enraged with me. I had to feel it. So when I feel pain now, when I run, it's like, this is a good pain. I feel my muscles. I feel my bones. I feel my joints. I feel it all working the way it's supposed to, using the fuel that I am providing it. Like the first time, like when I would go to Zumba and she would be like, okay, isolate this muscle, and you're gonna go this way, that way, stretch this, compact that. I'd be like, who the fuck? Who can control an individual stomach muscle? Who even has stomach muscles? Like, this is retarded. And then what? I think I even told you guys, like, one day, I'm like, oh my God, I have found a flipping tumor. Something is growing and it's hard. And I made my wife push on my stomach and she's like, you idiot. Like, that's a flipping ab muscle. And now I can do and I can feel, like, when she's like, contract that, stretch this, I feel that. The reconnecting process to my body has been such a beautiful and amazing thing. And it has changed almost every relationship I have, because I feel like I own this space. I control this space. It's my space. This is my spaceship while I'm on this planet. This is who I am, and I get to control it and manipulate it and use it to the best of its abilities. That's amazing. And I want that for everybody. I can't even express how badly I want that for everybody, which is why I make these videos, and why, I mean, I do this for me, but it's also like when I make these videos, it's because I just wish if I could just give you a touch of it, like, and I tell Ashley, like, my dream of dreams, I swear to God, it's to, like, travel around, to come spend 3 weeks with people who are having problems and being like, okay, let's do this. Like, I can, like, week number 1, we'll just make some changes. Week number 2, I'll show you how easy it is to, like, grocery and cook. And and through the entire thing, we're going to be working out. And week number 3 is going to be all about, like, just hitting it. And I feel like I could give that to people. Like, I really think that this is something, like, I have so much of it. I could give that to people. And I want to be a part of that. I love it. I just think it's the most amazing gift of life. And you can give it to yourself. Like, that's amazing. It's absolutely awesome. So, this was my motivation video, and I hope it helps some of you guys get more motivated from a different place. Snack. Wait, what? Oh, a snack of carrots. Dinner is baked tilapia, baked mushrooms, and cabbage. So that is the 120th ounces of water. This is my dessert tonight, and that is some tea to relax with. And this is how I'm ending my day. along with that, I did not work out today. We had a whole bunch of other stuff going on. We did go shopping, and I hate when I go shopping and I forget my Fitbit, which only happens, like, I charge the Fitbit anytime, like, when I take a shower. I charge my Fitbit. I just, because it's like it can't be on me anyway, so I charge it. And, like, on days when we're crazy busy, bam, I forget it. Makes me so mad. Anyway, so some changes coming up. I'm very excited to report that I should have health insurance within the next month or two. Yay. Always had health insurance since I started. Always had health insurance since I started working as a teenager. And I lost it when I stopped working. We couldn't afford to keep it. And we are kind of at a place where we kind of can. And I was like, okay, health insurance is really important, but so is the gym, because if I can't work out and I can't run and I can't do those things, then we're going to have a real problem. Well, I'm now running outside 90% of the time, so I'm going to quit the gym, which really hurts me. But I am going to quit the gym to do something more. However, before I quit, because the gym, like the cost of the gym, is not as much as insurance, but I figured if I don't go to the gym and I use my Weight Watchers paychecks for insurance, it shouldn't hurt us too bad. And the reason I can't be on the Bananas insurance is because here in Louisiana, we are not legally married and I don't get those benefits. So, anyway, that being said, it was like, okay, I'm going to do the health insurance and I can quit the gym plus use this money now that I'm making a little more, and it really should not hurt us too bad. Please God. And so then, that being said, but before I quit the gym, I'm going to talk to them and I'm going to be like, listen, right now I pay $50 a month. But because of my schedule and everything, I am no longer using your gym unless it rains. And I would like to continue to be a part of the gym, but at like possibly a discounted rate. Like if I'm only going to come here like on Sundays when there's nobody out at the park so I don't feel safe, or on days when it rains, can I pay $5 just to come use the gym? Like that's kind of how I feel about it. Because it's like, it's better to have money than to not have any money coming from me. So let's work it out, right? I'm going to approach them and try to see if we can do something like that. Yay. All right, that was my wrap up for the day. And I'm going to go eat my ice cream and hang out.